Hey everyone, welcome back. As the video suggests, I'm going to give you tips on how to start your own business. And you might say, yes, he's a YouTuber, and that's considered a business, right? And while this is true, I'm much more than that. I actually own my own website design and logo design business that I've built from the ground up. And I make pretty good money doing it too.
Dude, what are you doing?
Now that I've gotten your attention, let's get to it. I'm going to give you my 5 tips on how to start your own business and company no matter what your expertise is in. Firstly, figure out what type of business you want to start. Obviously, you can't start a business without first knowing what you really want to do. Figure out what you're good at. What are your talents? Are you good at selling clothes or designing clothes? Are you artistic? Do you like to draw? Do you like to paint? Are you good at giving advice? You can actually be a life coach. There are so many different things that you can possibly do. You just have to figure out what you're good at. And once you figure out what you're good at, your gift will make room for you. That's if you actually put it to good use. Number 2. Figure out if you want to start a DBA or a sole proprietorship, which is under the umbrella as a DBA, or if you want to start an LLC. What are the differences? The simple answer is a DBA is a business tool, whereas an LLC has an entire business structure. Do you want to start small? And are you anticipating being one of the only people that's operating the business? Or if you have somebody else that's going to be working under you, then you probably want to consider doing a DBA. There are a few disadvantages. For example, you won't have exclusive rights to the name that you've established in a DBA. So that basically means that someone else could possibly take that name. And secondly, you're more at risk of losing assets in the case of a lawsuit. Now, as you might expect, in the LLC, your assets are protected and you have the opportunity to get a lawyer. Plus, your name of the business is also recognized by the state, depending on what state you're in as well. The disadvantages of an LLC is, depending on the state, it could be a little bit pricey. Now, whatever you choose, that depends on your personal preference. Now, for me, I decided to go with an LLC because I wanted to have protection just in case of lawsuits, and I wanted my name to be established. That means that I wanted to be able to operate not just only in the state of Texas, but in the entire country. Now, if you want to learn more about the comparison between an LLC and a DBA, I will be making another video about them in the future. But in the meantime, go ahead and hit that like button. And let's go ahead and continue with step 3. Number 3, figure out what your budget is going to be like. Don't listen to those YouTubers that always say that you can start money with $0 down. That is not the truth. You're always going to have to pay for something whenever you start a business. It doesn't have to be a whole lot depending on what you're starting, but you will have to spend money on supplies or whatever the case. Make sure that you figure out your budget, write something down, use an Excel spreadsheet, and don't overspend. Whatever the business is, for example, with my business, whenever I first started, I knew that I was going to need a new computer. So I put some money down and I went on eBay and I tried to find a suitable computer to start. It wasn't a very expensive computer. It was a $200 computer compared to some of the most expensive ones out there. But I knew I needed a computer, obviously, in order to do website design. For you, depending on what your niche is in, you need to figure out how much that is going to cost. Number 4, figure out what market that you're in. So what you can do is you can research, talk to different people, potential customers, and also you can use your resources such as your family and friends. You can talk to them and they could possibly be your first customers. So for me, I knew that during the pandemic, a lot of people were going to be starting their own business and they were going to need a website. So what I ended up doing was I started advertising on my social media. Use social media as your platform as well. Not only when you actually run your business, but also when you're starting your business. You can post a question on Reddit. You can post a question on all different types of social media avenues. Use all of those different resources to your advantage. Number 5, just do it. No, I'm not talking about the shoe, but what I am talking about is to try. You never know if something is successful unless you try. You might have heard the saying, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Well, that's true for starting a business. Don't be afraid. And also don't be afraid to fail. You might have heard that 20% of all businesses fail within the first 2 years. Well, that might be true. I actually failed at my first business. My first business wasn't a logo and website design business. My first business actually was a t-shirt business. I had 3 sales, with one of the sales being my own. So just try whatever it is. You'll never know how successful you'll be unless you give it a shot. And have perseverance. If you hit a wall, don't give up. Try to climb over that wall or go around it. You might be able to go through it. I don't know. So give it a shot. And if you fail, try again. All right. So those are my 5 tips on how to start a business. Now, if you have any questions or need advice, make sure you hit that comment section down below and post your question. And also like this video, subscribe, and share this video as well. I promise I have more tips coming and more videos coming. So stay tuned. See you later.